A trip to Manali is incomplete without visiting the Rohtang Pass. For first-time visitors, this once-in-a-lifetime experience can become an unpleasant one. Inexperienced visitors end up spending more money than needed, not applying for the permit on time, unprepared for the weather conditions, miss out the best time to visit. If you are a first-time visitor to Rohtang, then this video may just help you avoid a few mistakes. By the end of this video, you'll know what to do and most importantly, what not to do. So, let's get started. Number 1. When to visit. Rohtang Pass is accessible between April and November, but the best time is in April and May or in October and November. During these months, the snow is fresh and there is little or no rush. For tourists travelling via Rohtang to Lahaul and Spiti, the best time is between May to mid-October. Once it starts to snow in October, only ATVs are allowed to take tourists to the top of the pass. No matter when you visit Rohtang, make sure you start as early as possible. The narrow roads become congested very quickly. The traffic jam builds up fast. People arriving late may even miss their chance to reach the top. Number 2. How to reach Rohtang. Rohtang Pass is accessible from Manali through the traditional route from Manali via Gulaba, also known as the South Approach. There is a slightly longer route via Atal Tunnel via the Spiti Cut called the North Approach. If you are coming via the North Approach, you'll be asked for the permit at the Koksar checkpoint. Rohtang Pass is accessible by two-wheelers, four-wheelers and you may even cycle if the conditions are favourable. All roads to Rohtang are developed and managed by the brave team of Border Roads Organisation. Number 3. Permit. The permit helps the fragile ecosystem of Rohtang by limiting the number of vehicles. There are two ways to get the permit. You can either apply for it in person at the SDM office in Manali or you can get the permit beforehand on the online portal. Without it, the vehicle will be stopped and sent back from the Gulaba or Koksar checkpoint. There are 3 kinds of permits being issued. Permit for tourism purpose or simply known as Rohtang Pass permit, Special Rohtang Pass permit and Beyond Rohtang Pass permit. If you are going by a tourist-owned vehicle or taxi, only the Rohtang Pass permit is required. Local taxis charge about 2500 to 4000 rupees for a trip to Rohtang Pass inclusive of the permit. The third category is to travel beyond Rohtang Pass towards Ladakh or Lahaul and Spiti valleys. It is called Beyond Rohtang Pass and is also known as permit for travel purpose. This permit is required for going by bike. Number 4. Protective gear. The weather at Rohtang is extremely cold except between the months of June, July and August when it rains. Wearing waterproof clothing is always advisable when going to Rohtang. If you are travelling anytime before June or after September, rent weatherproof wear, gumboots and headgears. Also, carry a pair of sunglasses or buy a cheap pair. The sun and the glare from the white snow makes it difficult to look at the vast expanse and beauty of Rohtang. Number 5. Activities at Rohtang. Before reaching Rohtang Pass, there are hundreds of counters where adventure activities can be booked. These include snow slide, where the rider sits on a tire tube and slides down a slope of about 40 to 50 feet. Skiing. Skiing is the most famous adventure sport of Rohtang Pass due to favourable environmental conditions. People who are new to skiing are guided by trained instructors on the basics of skiing. These activities can cost up to 4,000 to 6,000 per person. Hiking. The best thing to do at Rohtang Pass would be to hike around and take in the limitless beauty. Food. The locals put in a lot of hard work to support tourists. They set up stalls of Maggi, tea and momos at the Rohtang Pass. They are priced slightly higher, but the experience of having momos at 4,000 meter is unreal. As tourists, we can do our part by supporting the locals. Number 6. What not to do in Rohtang? Driving. The Rohtang Pass is one of India's highest and most dangerous roads, which can be a challenge for any vehicle to pass through. Icy roads, winding bends, steep drops down with no barriers, rockfalls and landslides all create a recipe for disaster. Do not drive unless you are familiar with such situations. Prefer taking a taxi or a local guide. Strenuous physical activities. At a height of 3,978 meters, staying for more than 2 hours increases the risk of high altitude sickness. Avoid strenuous physical activities, walk slowly, stay properly hydrated, avoid alcohol and smoking, eat well, protect yourself from the cold and the sun. Lastly, don't litter. Carry your food packaging and bottles with you and dispose them responsibly. Thanks for staying with us. Feel free to ask any question about Rohtang in the comments below. We wish you a great experience at Rohtang and don't forget to dream, eat, visit.